What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Davion Seen It. Tonight, we're going to have a brief discussion about Euphoria episode 2, season 2, man. Let's get right into it, man. The way Nate just got violated, it was obviously deserved. But one thing that happens with these episodes of Euphoria, it seems like everyone gets a background story. I have no problem with that at all. It's actually pretty interesting because you're more immersed into the characters, and that makes more, um, you know, build more character arc. But Nate, well, we figure out that his father was an asshole and a piece of shit, and um, it basically all of that passed on to Nate. I mean, Nate wasn't, he grew up around a toxic father. His father was a pervert. His father was actually a homosexual, and it was hard for him to come out the closet, leading to Nate becoming an undercover down low homosexual. And it's hard for him to come out the closet. That's why in last season when Maddie was teasing him about it, he felt some kind of way. But the thing that made Nate feel I don't want to say in power, but him seeing two women that he's boning, um, Maddie and Cassie, care for him like that, it gives him like I guess it kind of warms him up a bit. I believe. I mean, just based on the scene itself, and it's a toxic situation. I mean, little does both of them know that he's controlling the love triangle, and Cassie has to keep it a secret. Now, the one thing Cassie has trouble accepting that, yes, I slept with my best friend's toxic ex on and off man. Now, there was one scene where after Nate was in the hospital, after they got done visiting him in the hospital, you see Maddie, was it that her name? Maddie, yes, Maddie texts Cassie. And I don't know if it was because she caught the vibes. I'm guessing it's because she caught the vibes. It could have been something quite genuine. But when she read that Nate sent her a long, meaningful, powerful text message, you can see Maddie's facial expression change a little bit. You know, now we're gonna get off of that and get more into Rue and Jules. Now, their relationship is pretty rocky so far. I mean, based on the fact that they haven't been close to each other in a while, and that Rue has been hanging out with this kid Elliot. Elliot is this new kid she met at this party. He's a musician. He sells music stems, and he makes a lot of money doing so, and they do a whole bunch of drugs. And another negative character that's going to be detrimental to Ruth. When does she ever learn? Now, I noticed that in the first season, everything was like a honeymoon phase, and now they're in deep in their relationship, and now they're starting to see that things is not so sweet. Rue keeps messing around with this Elliot kid, and then you have Jules. I mean, obviously she feels away. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Jules ends up with a new love interest at all. I mean, just mark my words. I would not be surprised. Now, let's get into that scene with Kat and old boy. Now, she wants to love old boy. I forget what is his name. What's his name? Let's look him up real quick. I think his name is Daniel. Please. I think. Okay, we'll just go with Daniel. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so basically, Kat, she has some insecurities about herself. And I kind of found that shocking because last season, she had all the confidence in the world. I mean, it's just to see her come to this halt is kind of like sad in a way because I actually like Kat. I like her character. Her character arc in season 1 was actually incredible. We didn't really expect it. And then it's showing a more positive, immersive perspective of what it's like to be um a plus size woman. And so I'm glad that they delve into that a little bit. But there was one scene that was also to be honest with you, I mean, we've all had self-esteem issues, majority of us. And them people, them girls that was in her head telling her, you're beautiful. No, love yourself. Love. I would have been so annoyed at that point. Like, no, let me be in here and sulk. But it was also a good message because it shows that if you're in a relationship with someone, I mean, that person can love you so much, but you gotta love yourself, and that's the whole point. That was the whole point of that message. Now, that silly ass vision before all that, I thought that was wild. I mean, they stay doing wild shit on here when Cassie and the girls are in the bathroom talking about Daniel, how he laid the pipe on her because you know that she wants to give them a story because that's all that they think about. I mean, they share stories. They just like us. They share our stories. They share their stories with us about us. Anything, they vent. So of course, to avoid looking awkward and looking crazy, she make up a lie. She made up a lie saying that Nate, did his thing, and Nate didn't really do anything. I guess she wants to make it seem like everything is peaches and cream in her relationship, but really the only person questioning the relationship and will most likely make it eventually I keep eventually make it toxic is Cat. I mean, come on. Now, Fez and Kelly, I see their relationship is starting to heat up a little bit. And I actually, I'm actually rooting them on because, I mean, opposites attract. I mean, Kelly, she's obviously not from Fez's world, and in Ashtray's world. By the way, Ashtray, yo, Nate's dad better chill out. Ashtray was finna put a hot one in him. That was a tense scene. And the intensity of that scene, I went from. I'm gonna go back to Nate and Kelly in a minute, but I just want to talk about this one scene of how intense it was. I mean, I really thought something was about to pop off. I mean, you don't know Euphoria. I mean, come on, like Euphoria gets crazy. They get really unpredictable in the show. So I was waiting on one of the moments that when Nate was gonna keep saying something, and then you all of a sudden you just hear like a shot just out of nowhere, and then you just see his head just jerk like from that bullet. I just felt that, but it didn't happen. And plus, it's too early. But Nate's dad has to be dealt with. Nate needs a hug, and Nate needs therapy. And Cassie needs a hug and definitely needs therapy because this girl is being driven crazy by Nate. This dude, after he told Cassie about Maddie and all this other stuff about breaking up. I mean, yo, this girl just straight up lost her mind. I mean, she ran all the way up on the construction site just so this man taste, chase and taste her. I mean, like, yo, they are the new toxic couple, and this is not gonna be good at all. I mean, you already know that Cassie can't even look Maddie in the face in the hallways no more because she's messing with her man. I mean, it was said that if they was together, she wouldn't be doing it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, because that's your homegirl's leftovers. And the thing is, she has a hard time telling Nate no. She's falling for Nate. I mean, she's already there. If you ask me, she's crying over him, and she just can't say no, no matter what. Nate knows how to manipulate a situation. And to be honest with you, I don't think Nate and Cassie are good together. And I don't think that and I don't think that what's his name? Maddie and Nate are good together. They're all toxic. This is the most toxic love triangle I've ever seen. Like, this is ridiculous. Seriously. This is ridiculous. And I like just how everyone's problems is greater than rules. Like, she doesn't have a whole fucking drug problem herself. And Kelly obviously wants to speak up more. I mean, it was said in Rue's narration that when she didn't speak up, she wasn't taken serious. Well, she did try to speak up. Let me correct myself. She did try to speak up, but it just wasn't. It just didn't go in her favor. However, now she's on this. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to say what needs to be said, and that's what it is. And then you can kind of see her with her attitude, the way she acts. And but where's one scene? It's just so much going on. I'm trying to keep it together for y'all. But when there was another intense scene that I liked, but I'm gonna get into it in a minute. But yeah, I didn't forgot my thoughts. Anyway, let's talk about that table scene with Cass and Nate's father. I thought that was pretty. I thought it was shot pretty well. I mean, due to the fact that it had scarcity of music or anything like that, it was just a straight up realistic dialogue. And he basically made threats to call the police and put it on their hands and investigate and collect cell phones. And I'm sitting here like, yo, bro, dog is not playing no games, yo. And I wouldn't either, because if that was my son, I would definitely be on that kind of timing too. So that that also makes sense. Hold on, y'all. There we go. So I would definitely be on that timing too. You're not gonna just beat up my son, and then I hear about it that no one knows in a public place that it happening. Oh, now I gotta get some answers, and no one wants to give up answers. And of course, Cassie's timid ass gave up answers because she's afraid. And why is she afraid? I don't know, but she's afraid for Nate. She loves that dude, Nate. And so now you got Fez. He's on the radar of the father, which is what led up to that real rattlesnake moment of the show. Like, ooh, ooh. But anyway, back to Kelly. Back to Kelly. Kelly is on her. I'm gonna say more, and I'm gonna stand up more. And you can kind of see it, and there's a reason behind that, because when she tried to speak up about Rue and tell her about her problem, because she was always, you know, always doing all that, she didn't really assert herself. She didn't really um, get aggressive with it, and it resulted in Rue overdosing. Now, now, fortunately, she's alive, but of course, she's not the yes man out the group. I mean, you can just tell. You know, overall episode I thought was a solid episode, very immersive. I noticed there's a lot. I mean, I don't know, something about the writing that has gotten strong, but it's just something about that sophomore. I don't want to say a sophomore jinx, but it's just something about that sophomore effort that really delivers. That really just has me like, whoa, okay, now I'm really. I mean, you guys had me hooked the first season, but you became my favorite show in the second. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next episode, man. I think this season is gonna be a wild season, man. Um, that's my review. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. If I missed anything, hit that like and subscribe button, please, man. We almost at 2K, man. If I missed anything, let me know. Put your thoughts down, opinions on the episode, if y'all liked it or not. Let me know what y'all think, man. I'm up out of here, man. Y'all stay warm out here too, man.